The prophet Isaiah's words remind us of incredible generosity of a God who invites us to share in his abundance. When we compare the first reading from Isaiah and the gospel passage from Matthew 22 for this Sunday's reading, we are granted a glimpse into a grand and lavish banquet, a feast prepared by the Lord for all people. This image of a divine banquet speaks of abundance, joy, and a gathering of all nations to partake in God's bountiful provision. This vision of a feast represents the kingdom of God, a place where all are invited, a place of communion, a place of joy, and a place of fulfillment. The prophet Isaiah's words remind us of incredible generosity of our God who invites us to share in his abundance. The first reading is from Isaiah chapter 25, 6 to 10. How do we derive this vision of heavenly banquet? Gratitude and praise. Take each day a moment to express gratitude to God for his abundant blessings. In your life, recognize the blessings, both big and small, and offer words of praise for his generosity. Inclusion and compassion. Embrace an attitude of inclusivity and compassion towards others. Just as God's banquet is open to all, let's reach out to those around us, offering a place of love and belonging. Generosity and sharing. Reflect on the concept of abundance and generosity. Share your resources with those in need, whether it be your time, skills, or material possessions. Be a channel of God's generosity to others. Fellowship and community. Actively engage in building a sense of community and fellowship with your local church. Foster a welcoming environment where all are invited, valued, and included. Faith and hope. Place your faith and hope in God's promises, just as the prophet Isaiah did. Trust that God's heavenly banquet awaits us, and let this hope guide our actions and decisions in the present moment of our life. Let's all strive to live out the visions of heavenly banquet in our daily lives. May our actions and attitudes reflect God's generosity and love, and may we eagerly anticipate the eternal feast that awaits us in God's kingdom. The parable of the wedding feast, Matthew chapter 22, 1 to 14. The parable conveys the king's invitation to a wedding feast, symbolizing God's call to his people, both Jews and Gentiles, to partake in the joyous celebration of the kingdom of heaven, emphasizing the readiness and preparedness needed to respond to God's invitation, underscoring the importance of being clothed in the virtue of love, compassion, and righteousness. Just as we prepare for a wedding with great care, let's prepare for the ultimate wedding feast with God, our eternal destination. Let's adorn ourselves with acts of love, service, and faithfulness. Let's seek wisdom, understanding, enlightenment in a relationship with God. In conclusion, dear friends, let's respond to God's invitation with joy, gratitude, and a life lived in accordance with His teachings. Let us be ready and properly dressed for eternal celebration that awaits us when we stand before the King of Kings and will be welcomed into His heavenly abode. May the grace of God guide us in our journey towards this eternal wedding banquet. May God bless us all.